Hi, Devonshire families. My name is Jennifer Flannery, and I'm a talent development teacher here at Devonshire Elementary. This year's screening process for the talent development program looks a little different than the years past due to last year's remote learning and pandemic, so I wanted to take the time to walk you guys through the screening process. In this meeting today, we should have second grade and third grade families joining us. CMS defines giftedness as the high performance capability and the potential to perform high levels of accomplishment. We use lots of different gateways and paths to certify gifted students. Students can be academically intellectually gifted, academically gifted, or certified gifted in reading only or math only. Here's our screening process. We go through universal screening, and every student has a minimum of 3 opportunities. Some of the opportunities are formal opportunities like aptitude and achievement assessments, and some of them are informal due to rating scales filled out by the teachers or a portfolio. Our second grade timeline this year starts when we come back to school in the fall. We've actually gotten a jump start on that, and our first grade teachers that they had last year have already started filling out some GRS forms. GRS is our gifted rating scales. It's an informal assessment that that is based on teacher observation and explains what they see in the classrooms. The second grade and the first grade teachers will collaborate on those scores for the students this year. In just a few weeks, the second grade students will take a COGAT test, and there's more about that in the slides later. They will also be taking their MAPS test. After MAPS tests, there will be opportunities for students who meet in certain criteria to also take an Iowa assessment. And in the fall and throughout the winter, we will all be working on portfolios together. Lastly, at the end of the winter this year, CMS will have a team of TD teachers that get together and score the portfolios, and all of those results will finally be communicated to the families. Since we don't typically test third graders, our timeline's a little different this year. We're actually using the GRS scales that their first grade teachers filled out for them back in 2019-2020. If you're a newcomer or new to our district and you don't have GRS scores, that's okay. Your third grade teachers will get to know the students a little more and then fill those out for them in the fall. The third grade students will also be taking the COGATs and the MAP tests in the fall. If they are meeting the certain criteria that they need to, they will follow up and take Iowa assessments after that. They will also go through the portfolio opportunity and develop those throughout the winter, and then we will also score and communicate those results to you. So the gifted rated scales are an informal observation that the classroom teachers do. They're observing their intellectual, academic, motivation, creativity, leadership, and artistic talents in the classroom. Our GRS plan here at Devonshire is for our first, second, and third grade teachers to collaborate and complete these observation notes on each student together. There's no action required on your part as a parent, and no further notifications will be sent about these. The COGAT, which stands for the Cognitive Abilities Test that will be taken this fall, is an aptitude assessment. There are 3 different sections or 3 different batteries in the COGAT test, and your student will take one of them each day. There will be a verbal and a quantitative and a nonverbal assessment. Our COGAT plan here at Devonshire is for the second and third grade the second and third grade students to take the verbal portion on September 29th, the nonverbal portion on September 30th, and the quantitative portion on October 1st. This test doesn't look like the typical test, and most students really enjoy doing this as it's puzzles, pictures, analogies, and lots of different think outside the box things for them to do. Families can help at home by working through practice COGAT samples that you can find through a simple Google search of COGAT test prep. I believe there are also a plethora of workbooks available on Amazon if you feel like purchasing, but please don't feel the need to. The best thing you can do is make sure your child gets a good night's rest those nights before, they eat a healthy breakfast, and they come to school on time feeling their best. We'll also be taking the MAP test, and this is not new to your students. They've all taken the MAPS test before. This is an achievement test in reading and in math, and we will use those scores in combination with our COGATs and GRS. Our MAP plan is to take the assessments this fall. And again, all you need to do at home to help is make sure your kid gets a good night's rest, a healthy breakfast, and comes to school on time feeling their best. The Iowa assessments assess achievement in reading and math. This is a test that you have to meet certain criteria in order to participate through. We're looking for the 77th percentile or higher on the verbal, quantitative, the composite, or the VQN composite in the COGAT assessments. So if they've scored in the 77th percentile or higher, they will get the Iowa assessment opportunity. Our Iowa plan will be just given out on an as-needed basis later in the school year. Our dates are still to be determined, and families will be notified if their child is eligible for this opportunity. Our TD portfolios is a collection of work samples that demonstrate gifted traits and behaviors. These are very writing heavy, so if you want to help out at home, make sure you're having your child write. Portfolios are scored by a team of trained TD teachers, and we're assessing them on advanced language, analytical thinking, motivation, perseverance, and leadership, perspective, sensitivity, and humor, and creativity and artistic talent. Students must meet certain criteria in order to participate in this assessment opportunity as well. The portfolio criteria, the second and third graders must meet one of the following in order to participate in the opportunity. They must score in the 84th percentile or higher in 3 or more domains of the gifted rating scales, with at least one occurring in either intellectual, academic, or creativity domains. They must score in the 77th to 88th percentile on the overall age composite of the CMS administered aptitude assessment, or they must score in the 77th percentile or higher in any battery of the CMS administered aptitude assessment and have one or more of the following factors. Those are English learners, exceptional children, McKinney-Vento children, a high rate of absenteeism, multiple entry points within a 24-month period, or attending a Title I or low-performing school. All of our students at Devonshire do fall into this criteria. Our portfolio plan is to work in collaboration with the classroom teachers and myself. We will score at the end of March, and there will be a panel of TD specialists that follow the rubric. Parents will have the chance to submit a work sample as well to be scored with the portfolio, and more info will come at a later date if you as parents do opt in for this opportunity. The rubric highlights, which I'll share the rubric in just a moment, is that students start earning points for aptitude and achievement scores in the 77th percentile or higher. There is a more direct path to identification than there was in the past. Once a student identifies as gifted in any capacity, the process stops. There are multiple pathways for students to identify as gifted in CMS. You can visit the slides or pause this screen to take a look over what our rubric looks like. If your student doesn't qualify for the talent development program in second grade, we have additional opportunities. Unidentified students may be considered for rescreening after a period of at least 24 months have passed. Typically, this is when they're in fourth grade. All decisions regarding rescreening are conducted at the school level and are determined by the TD-based site committees. We have a committee here at Devonshire. The screening process includes formal assessments, COGAT, and combined with achievement scores. The screening window for 4th and 5th grade students typically occurs in the winter. If you have any more questions about our universal screening process, feel free to reach out to me. I've left my email address here for you. Thank you for attending, and let me know if I can do anything for you.